welcome back for those who have found us before, and welcome to the newcomers.
Yes, hi.
If you haven't seen us before, I'm AK47 on Ravelry, and my name's Alicia.
I'm Lizzie215 on Ravelry, and obviously Liz. Pretty easy.
And you found Lupin About. So welcome. We talk about knitting, so we might as well get into it. You finished lots of things. So you did
lots of things for me, because I am the slowest knitter. But
I don't think you can say that anymore.
But it helps when you go on vacation and there's no internet or phone or
no distraction,
no work, nor nothing, and your in-laws are around to take care of your kids. You get some knitting done. So
in-laws are the best.
So my little sister, my youngest daughter,
Minion number one,
has been asked me for mitts. She wanted mitts. But she's not exactly a mitten kind of person because she likes doing things with her hands. So I made her fingerless mitts. This is palmistry. Help me out with the name of the designer. I can't remember.
I'll post it. You're seeing it right now.
Palmistry. So these are cute. These were made with Zitron Trekking XSL.
Oh yeah.
Yarn.
Do you have the whole skein?
Oh, I'm going through it. That thing is huge.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you can make a pair of socks and then another pair of socks.
Well, I made the Turkish bed socks from Church Mouse out of them.
I thought I recognized it.
Yes, I made the Turkish bed socks. I've also used it for we do mini skein swaps on the yarn swappers thing.
They always find themselves
So I made like 4 mini skeins out of it. I made these now, which took about 18 grams. And I haven't weighed what's left, but I'm pretty sure I probably have about 30 or 40 grams.
We'll have to do another swap, maybe in the group.
No kidding. So I made those. Those went super fast. It took me about a day a piece. So it helps because they're little size. This is the child size. The palmistry pattern is great because they have toddler, child, and then adult, small, medium, and large. So I found it for free, and I told Liz about them. So she was like, wait, what? My daughter was asking about something for size. I said, they make it in kid size. Oh, yeah. So it was so funny. My daughter's so cute. I finished one, and she immediately wanted to wear it. So she walked around the next day while I was knitting the other, a la Michael Jackson with her one glove. Up in the mountains in Stehekin. That's where we went. Stehekin's up on the north end of Lake Chelan. Which I found out is the 3rd deepest lake in the United States. When it's full. Yeah. Behind Lake Superior and I believe Lake Tahoe.
Things you learn on this show.
And then, because I didn't really feel like knitting anything that required much thought after the fingerless mitts, even though they didn't require, I made 4 hexie puffs from a blanket. That's awesome. So I got 4. This one,
you got some self-striping.
This one is self-striping we got from a yarn swap. It was unlabeled, so unfortunately I can't tell you what they were, but those came from the same 5-gram mini skein. It's a swap train. Yeah. So it came here first, and then you send it to another person. I think there's 10? I think there's more people. I think there's like 15 people. Oh, okay. So there's 15 people, and you swap as many as you want, up to 30, because 30 come in the pack. Right. And you put back in what you take out, and then you send it to the next person. Which I think is a great idea. I think we should do it here for the... Yeah, that would be really fun. If people in the group want to do this, we want to make a train just for the group. Yeah. The group is still small right now, so it could go to everybody. And then this is Miss Babs. If anyone's ever ordered from Miss Babs, she always sends a Swatch Me sample with what you order. So this is, I can't remember the colorway, but I got that from Miss Babs as a Swatch Me. It's sport weight, but it works. It looks a lot like one that I got in my Ansel set from Miss Babs. It probably is the same colorway. Yeah. And then this is another one that Alicia brought me back from ZK last year. So that was probably from Annetta or from Kim. Yeah. So they had extra, and they're just like, here, send it to Liz. Yeah, if you guys ever, I'm not going to ZK this year, but if you see Alicia and you have minis that you want to get rid of them, bring them back. She'll give them to me. Bring them back to me. I'm very good about that. Yeah. Especially if there's pink in it. Yeah. So I'm all about as many scraps as possible. So that's what I finished. So what number are you at now? Are you at 60 yet? This is 64. I counted just so I would know when I got there. You've done 10 since we started. Yes, 64. That's amazing. Yay! Which is hilarious because I read the pattern, finished it, and they're like, oh, you need 360 to make a 3x4 blanket. And I'm like, crap. I'm trying to make a twin size bed at least. You're in for the long haul. thank goodness I have until she goes off to college. So unless she ends up being a genius and going to college early, I think I might make this deadline.
I think you'll make it. I mean, I think she'll be forgiving too.
Yes.
Okay, so I finished the cyclone hat that I showed you last time. This yarn, the green, it's every other row right there. The green.
It looks awesome.
Right? It's speckled-tastic. And the purples line up, and it lined up in such a way that it's just really, really a muddled color. No, exactly what you want when you mix two colors. That's a broken seed stitch on there. So you get a straight row of purple, and then you do a seed stitch of green. It's really pretty. So that was Marigold Jen, and that was Celebrate Knit Love. And that was from a podiversary of the Stockinette Zombies 2 years ago. And then the purple, do you like the top? And yes, you can see my fingers through there.
It has a hole.
We're going to talk about this in just a second. But the purple is Loop's Cutie Pie. And that's a sport weight. I used 414 yards for this hat. So you're making two hats because it's reversible.
That's cool.
Right? So you get a purple solid, or you get your green with a purple brim. Now, it's a clever construction. So I talked about it last time. You cast on with a provisional cast on at the top of the purple side. And so then you knit to the brim, add the brim, and then you do the brim of the other side, and then you start your broken seed stitch for the rest. So there are no increases, and there are no decreases. I did change needles for the ribbing. I went down from a 3, which I used for the whole hat, except for the ribbing.
Which is probably a good thing, because you said it's big.
It's really big. So this is even smaller than her dimensions called for, height-wise. Because I know I have a smaller head. But I should have gone even smaller because I'm going to put it on, and it's really big. And it's quite roomy. There's a lot of room in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. So slouchy, maybe, if you made it proper, it'd be a slouchy hat. But I love the top. The top cyclones, I mean, that's how it gets its name. But it's just a tube.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So there's no increases, no decreases. You just seam these two together after you make a 180 twist.
Okay.
So you do an extra half row, and then you put the, wrong sides facing so that you have the stockinette on your inside and your seed stitch on the outside. And it's just seamed. I did a 3D needle bind off, but it calls for a Kitchener.
Which you hate.
Yeah, I hate Kitchener with a passion. But when you put it on, it moves the twist to the top.
Cool.
Which is really cool. It's very awkward when it's not on your head.
Yeah, like most people be like, how do you...
Yeah, it's a confusing hat, but easy construction. This could be your first thing you knit, because there's knits and purls. That's it. And a 3 needle bind off.
Would you knit it again? Even though I know you hate knitting things again.
I don't knit things again. It's funny.
But if you did, would you knit it again?
I said I would when I was about here, and I had this much more to go. The last 4 inches of broken seed stitch was a long knit for me. Like, all of a sudden I was like, oh gosh, this has turned into a slog. I don't have the capacity to knit things again, because I kind of get bored of it by the time I'm done with it. So it's a great pattern. I'm suggesting it to you.
Yes.
Just because I won't knit it again doesn't mean I didn't like it.
That just means you won't knit anything again. No offense to anybody.
I've knit one thing beyond my own patterns. I've knit one thing twice. Yeah, and I will talk about that today, actually, because we have some Ask Me Anythings from the boards, so we'll get to that later on. But lovely hat. It's going to be really warm. It's 2 layers.
Yeah, it's going to be toasty.
But, I mean, just the construction, it made me very happy. The construction of this was really good.
Cool.
The knitting wasn't terrible. But no, I don't think I would do it again. All right. I have nothing else that I have finished.
Yay!
So I guess we're on to lab work. You're working on a sock, right? I'm working on a sock.
Yes.
I'll start with mine. So last week you saw that we got a whole shipment of Desert Vista Dye Works in the mail. So I immediately cast on
your June sock.
Last Unicorn.
Ooh.
There's a lot of black in there.
Oh yeah, when you knit it up, there's a lot of black.
It's not self-striping, it's a variegated, but it's barely variegated. Let me see if I can show you. I mean, that's a length of just black.
And what are you...
That's just black.
What are you knitting with these?
So I'm doing Expanding Community by Megan Williams. So I'm going to the Stockinette Zombies retreat, which is the zombie apocalypse, and we're doing a knit along, and you get half yardage if you use somebody who's going to be one of the showcase designers. And so both Megan and Amy are designers, so I picked one of Megan's patterns. So it's Expanding Community.
So this looks like a short sock?
It's going to be a short sock because Sean asked for one.
Oh, okay.
And Desert Vista says as long as it's got a 3-inch cuff,
so you made sure it had 3-inch cuff.
So I went 3-inch cuff this time. Now the back of it is ribbed.
Oh, that's cool, the way it's working out with
the
colors.
Yeah, I really like how this works up, but it is a lot of black. So it is kind of hard to see the patterning, one, for you, and second, for me, because you have to see how many pearls you've done in the rows before to... Yeah, it's a simple pattern, but it's hard to see and read while knitting. I got this from our roommate from 2015.
Okay.
Becky, who's Westerly Lindsay's. She sent it to me, and I was like, wait, what? That's random. She's like, I loved it. You have to cast it on. I said, I haven't picked the sock for June, so let's do it. I really like it. I like how it's kind of expanding this way. Mm-hmm. It's usually a toe-up sock. And I don't do toe-up, so I changed it to cuff down.
Ah.
But I'm liking it thus far. Liking it a lot. It's really, really cool. I think I picked the wrong colorway, but I'm not pulling it out. How about you? You have a sock.
Yes. Back in Play is my Girl on Fire. So I finished one, like, way back, I think, in April.
First podcast.
Yeah. And then it was put on hold because we had other projects and stuff to finish. But since I finished my June project so early,
in the first week.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
I put it back in Play. I'm gonna finish it. So where I saw you guys last time, I've knit about an inch.
An inch and a half. Nice.
And so I really like this pattern. It's super easy. It's a lot of fun to knit. Keeps you just interested enough.
Just long enough.
You can see where your errors are if you make them once you figure out the pattern. So that's good. It makes it super easy. And yeah, that's all I'm working on right now because I was waiting for yarn to get in.
Oh.
So I could start one of the 2 baby blankets I have to knit within the next 5 months.
5 months to do 2?
2 baby blankets.
That's ambitious.
I figure they don't have to be done. They have to be done within the first year of the baby's born. But
and you like to do the little car seat.
Yeah, I do the stroller blankets, because that's what I found the most useful when I had my kids. Because first of all, when they're little, they don't really move. So if you put a blanket on them, it stays.
Yeah.
And then
you're not swaddling here.
You're not. Yeah. Once they're big enough, they end up kicking the blanket off anyway. So don't need a big blanket. So yeah, I do the car seat blanket, which usually ends up being. And the dimensions range anywhere from 28 to 32 or 32 to 34 inches. Yeah. So they're like square-ish. So yeah, I have 2.
Now you're making it sound more doable for 5 months.
Yes. Now I have 2 that I'm going to knit, so.
Okay. Yeah. And that was Cookie A.
And this is Cookie A.
I started that shirt I told you about.
You did?
I did. So a long, long time ago, we're talking years. So I have a top that I made. My first top I made, my husband calls it my chainmail because it is garter and it's like a vest and it has 2 strips that you can tie into a knot. It's kind of he calls it my chainmail because it kind of looks like chainmail. Well, I won these skeins of yarn for doing a knit along and submitting it, and that was with the Stockinette Zombies. I feel like this is just an ad for the Stockinette Zombies.
Yes, please check out their podcast.
They're amazing. They enable me and they encourage me so much just by what they pick to knit, and I've actually done a lot of their stuff. Sometimes at the same time, sometimes shortly after. So I got 5 skeins of Knit Picks Lindy chain. So this is a cotton. Oh, I've been calling this Cotton. This is Lindy chain. Huh. It is Urchin is the colorway, which is amazing. Everybody should name things that cool. It's 70% linen, 30% Pima cotton. You get 180 yards in this little 50-gram hank.
So it's a summer yarn.
It's a summer yarn. It's been a couple of years since I've done cotton. I had forgotten why I didn't do cotton for a long time. Because it hurts.
Oh, because it's very dry.
It dries out your hands for one, and then it hurts to work with. It has no give. Mm-hmm. Plant fibers are going to be the death of me. But you know what? I've had this in my stash for years, and I said, I need to make a top. Well, I saw a top that I really, really liked, so I cast it on.
Pretty.
You can kind of see that the patterning is started at the bottom. So this is called Eddie. It's by Isabella Kramer.
Oh, I love her stuff.
It's really pretty. So the top that you see to open her page is like a light blue. Mm-hmm. So you'd recognize it if you saw it. I think it's on the top couple pages of patterns. Hi, kitty. So it's working up really nice. I just started the 3rd skein out of 5. So now I kind of feel like it's kind of small. But maybe it isn't. I don't know. We'll see.
Blocking fixes a lot of things.
It's going to bloom a little once it gets wet. So that's the idea.
It'll stretch out.
I was hoping to get this done with the knit along with the Stockinette Zombies right now, and I just can't put myself through that kind of pain. It was hurting. I want to see if you could see my little pine cone. I just picked up these stitch markers from Seattle Sky Dye Works. And that's Sarah that we talk about all the time. You get 6 pine cones. I don't know if you can really see it. I'll give you another picture if that didn't come up very well. I picked up a couple of her sets.
Yes.
You've picked up her sets.
Yes. I don't have them with me, I don't believe.
Let's see if you can see those ones. Those are robots. Do you see those? You get 6 in there too. These retail for $6.95.
They're really well priced.
Yes, they are. And they're kind of heavy. Like the pine cones I could feel it when I cast on. I was like, wow, these are dense little guys. And for a long time, I had 5 of them on. So now I'm down to 2, and I can tell that I've lightened my load. But yeah, she makes great stitch markers. Love them to pieces. Well, since I'm showing you stuff that I've purchased, you want to dive into one of the things you purchased and we can go back and forth?
Yeah. So I just talked about the baby blanket. Mm-hmm. So one of the baby blankets, the yarn I was waiting for was this. This is from Mode Knit Yarn. And it's their Mode Work Bulky, which is actually more of a Aran.
So that's like a sea hot green.
Yeah. This is called Sherlock's Kitchen. It's beautiful. Since the friend I'm going to knit this for is having a baby boy, and her nursery is kind of like a very simple animal jungle theme green blanket. She wasn't.
And you know which blanket you want to make?
Yes, I'm going to make the Sea to Sky by Tin Can Knits.
I feel like I just gave you that book.
Which is in Pacific Knits. I'm borrowing the book from Alicia.
Let's see if we can show this.
They do it with fingering held double.
So it's
the bottom one in the right corner.
That one.
Yeah. They do it with fingering held double. I did not feel like holding fingering double and worrying about 2 balls of yarn. Right. So I just went go for the Aran and a nice tonal green.
That's really pretty. And subtle coloring for a good patterned blanket.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a nice baby boy color.
Nice. So we might see that on the needles.
Yes, you will see it on the needles next podcast because I'm going to start it. I'm going to wound the yarn tonight or tomorrow and get started this weekend.
Awesome.
I also got another thing from Mode Knit Yarn because I love mini skein sets, and they happen to have a Stars Hollow stripe. So most knitters I know really like Gilmore Girls, so I'm no exception. I love Gilmore Girls, so this is the
and I don't know who's who.
We don't know who's who, but that's okay because they're all very pretty. And
I'm guessing the blue one is Luke.
Yeah, I think the only one we're sure of is that one's Luke. I don't know what I'll make out of them
yet.
yet.
You don't have a plan?
No plan. I just bought the mini skid set.
A heavy skein. How many yards do you get?
So these were 50 grams each. I have 6, so 300 grams. So I can make a big shawl out of it.
You sure can.
And so total yards is 1,150.
Wow. You know, you can make a matchmaker out of that.
Ooh, maybe.
Because the stripes don't matter on the matchmaker.
Yeah.
That's what I was wearing last week. I didn't tell you guys what I was wearing. I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because that used 2 100 skeins. 100 gram skeins. I had 2 150, and I used 105 of each.
Okay.
So that's plenty. And it could look like one of those Find Your Fades, but in a matchmaker.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. I went to another LYS. I went to the Fiber Gallery, which is in Greenwood, just a neighborhood in Seattle, north of us. And I picked up some soap there. So it's Australia Soap Company. That's a ginger orange. Ooh. I don't know if you've smelled it. And this
I haven't smelled it.
Peppermint mocha.
Oh, I like the ginger orange. Not too sure I would enjoy the peppermint mocha.
I might have to sidetrack right here because this brings up. This could be associated with one of the Ask Me Anything. So Bacon Fairy asked this question, and I think it was aimed at me. She says, "Where am I living?" Now, I think she was asking, where have I been living for the last 15 months before I moved into this apartment? And I don't know how much you guys are going to want to know about this, so I will just test the waters. 2 Augusts ago, my husband got laid off from a really good job that he thought he was going to retire in. And it took us by surprise. They laid off his entire team with no warning. And it really sucked. Like, at the time, we were kind of flailing. And without having to put any stress on him to recover from having this perfect job and looking for another one, and we decided, I think we should just sell the house. We bought a van recently, and we should just move into our van and just see how it goes. Within the first month of that decision, we got our huge house, which was 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, emptied. Sold it immediately. Like, it was on the market for a day. Out here in Washington and Seattle,
the real estate is crazy.
Has gone through the roof. Like, it was a great time to sell, but we didn't make money on the sale. And it turns out when you don't make money on a sale of a house, you pay for it in taxes. I had no idea. I thought we were not even going to be bothered by it. Yeah, so we got hit hard by a lot of financial issues and decided we're just going to make the best of it, and we're going to live in our van. So we have a 95-euro van with a pop top, and we reconfigured the inside because my uncle, actually all my uncles are carpenters, and one in particular is a cabinet maker. So he revamped. Pretty much we went to him and told him what we would like. He gave us some ideas. We ran with it. We gutted the whole, well, we didn't gut the whole thing. We gutted all the rows of seats, because there was 2 rows of seats in the back. One turned into a bed, but beds in the Eurovan are different from a Vanagon in such a way that it was more ergonomic as a sitting position than a laying position, so it's not flat. So, yay for buying a van you could live out of, because there's a kitchen and cabinetry and all that good stuff, but you can't lay on a flat surface. So, not sure who the genius at Volkswagen decided on that one, but it was a bad idea. So, we gutted that, and we have a platform bed that has drawers and everything, so one of the drawers under the bed is mine, and then the drawer in the back, in the hatch, maybe I can post pictures, I don't know, if we get around to it and remember, I might. The back is full of pots and pans and cookware. And then we took the closet, which had a hang-up thing, which if you live out of a van and you need to hang up clothes, not sure who you are. So we took that idea and nixed it, and my uncle built us a beautiful set of drawers to go like perfectly in there. The top is a bread box, and then the rest are pull-out drawers. We have a library back there, I really should post pictures because it sounds kind of ridiculous when I'm describing. And then where you would store the tabletops, if you put the tabletops in your van, which I don't know of any van dweller, and I know a lot of them, that have a table set up in their van. So we took out the tables. The leaves would be stored right behind the driver's seat, and I put in a laundry chute, which is awesome. So it is a cabinet that has a piano hinge at the bottom, so it's a tall cabinet, and so you can pull it out and throw things in, right? So love it, wonderful. And then that doubles as like a countertop for when we're cooking, because right behind that would be our kitchen, which is two burner stove. So I'm thinking that answers her question of where do I live. I was living out of a van with my husband and my dog, and our initial idea was to be remote, but then husband found a job that he really, really, really wanted. And he loves, but it required us to stay in the city. So last year was tough, I would say, because we really just wanted to be living in around a national park or in a national forest for a solid year, and we just wanted to be climbing, being total hippies, dirtbags, and we didn't get that opportunity, which stinks, but we made the best of it. Well, because of what we were doing, I would find natural soaps for my husband while he was at work and I was watching the dog. I would go out and find all kinds of scents of different things that he would like. He loves cookies, so I usually get him a soap that smells like cookies, and this time it was a peppermint mocha. He loves mochas, loves them. So he's excited. He actually wanted to break into this the last time his last one run out, and I said, but I haven't said it on the podcast yet, so you can't do it. So I always get a citrus one, and I always get him a cookie one. We usually go for biodegradable, which there aren't a lot of options. There are a lot of people say things are made of natural things, but that doesn't mean it's biodegradable. So we're trying to be nice to our environment because we do now spend a lot of time on the road because he's got a better boss and can be more remote. What we were planning to do last year, now that we've settled down in a place, we can be remote, which
we can do this here.
Ironic, I know.
That's how life happens.
We're making it work. It's all good. So, yeah, so soap was what I got recently. And we'll see if he loves it. The review has not been made yet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, then your second thing that you got.
So, again, because I'm in love with my new set, I ordered yarn from Brew City Yarns.
Does that say something Star Wars?
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know how I found it, but I was just looking through Brew City Yarns, which I realized that we have Brew City Yarns because that's the meat.
Yep.
From the stockinette zombie from the birthday thing.
They had another podiversary this past year, and it was 2 skeins from these guys.
From Brew City Yarns.
And they're going to be at ZK, so if you want me to bring you back something,
so I think that's how I found them.
That's awesome.
So
that looks like Chewbacca at the top.
They had a Star Wars. As you guys know, I love Star Wars mini skein set.
And I bet that one is Darth Vader.
Yes. And
with his buttons.
Yep. R2-D2 has I think that's a combination of R2-D2 C-3PO. It has got sparkles.
Okay, yeah.
And then, Yoda, and Luke one. So I was very excited. And
what is it called? The Galaxy Far, Far Away?
Galaxy Far, Far Away. I'm guessing because of, trademark issues.
So this is 10 grams each?
Yes.
You have 80 grams in there. Or, no.
It's 5 grams each.
10.
Oh. Yay!
Yeah,
80 grams
80
of
grams
yarn.
Nice.
And then the other one I got is, we talked about last week, I'm reading Hamilton.
Nice.
And then they had a Hamilton mini skein set. So I was very excited about that too.
So they're characters, probably?
They're characters. I'm guessing they're Alexander, Eliza, Angelica.
So-and-so.
So I got the Alexander.
That one's really pretty.
Set.
It's got teal in it and brown.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's yummy.
And then I think, some of them, the world's not enough. The world will never be the same.
Pretty. So they're out of Minnesota, right?
Yes. So I was very excited. So those are my mini skeins. And then now, no more yarn for the rest of the year. Yeah, I say that. I think I say that every podcast.
I'm coming back with yarn and she's buying it.
Yeah. Until Alicia comes back with yarn.
Exactly. So this is from Lavender Loon. And I'm going to say it one more time. I was watching the Stockinette Zombies. And I think Megan picked up this pack at an event that she just went to. And I was like, well, what are the chances? I'll just go on there.
I want that one.
Orphan Black.
Oh, Orphan Black. Yeah, that.
Remember, like 2 episodes ago, I said, oh, all these fandoms, and I'm never really into anything that everybody else
guess
is
what?
I'm into Orphan Black. So, Orphan Black and this household, big fans. Huge fans. I would give you the premise, but it would give it away. Really, just watch the first episode and see if you like it. Loved it. So, sci-fi in the house. Loved it. The main character is just the most amazing actress I've seen in a long time. But this is called Sestras. So there's a bunch of sisters in there. So we have Helena, which I think is this crazy pink and pale yellow because of her hair. Sarah, Allison, Cosima, MK, and the Clone Club, which I hope I totally muffled because that would give away the whole thing. Yeah, mini skein set. Very excited. I think they're 20 grams each. Yep, so I have 120 grams in there. I don't know what I'm making with that.
Yeah, I was going to add. That was going to be my next question.
But they also have a monitor set that wasn't available, so I might be waiting to see if I can get the monitor set too. I think that pretty much sums up the knitting portion and the Eureka portion.
Yes.
But we have another question, and that came from Annetta. And she says, what's your favorite pattern? And I'm guessing, what would you knit again? For my case. That is the ultimate question. And then she says, what pattern did you not enjoy knitting?
Okay.
So should we start on a high note? Or should we start on the what we didn't like?
Well, I don't have one I haven't liked yet.
Okay.
So you should start on that. Which one?
I have a gripe. So if I were put in a fume hood right now and I could vent, this is what I would say. If I'm buying a pattern, it needs to be tech edited, it needs to be accurate, and I need to feel like I couldn't do it myself.
Okay.
Is that too much to ask for paying for a pattern? And we're talking about like $6, $7 pattern. Am I okay with saying that? Because I feel like I'm okay with saying that. A free pattern, I will forgive all the things. I'll be like, thank you for just writing it down. I really appreciate it. I didn't have to think of the idea myself. But when I get a pay-for pattern, and this came from a magazine, so you know they have tech editors.
So which pattern is it?
My husband's cardigan.
Oh, which is beautiful.
That's
right. I forgot that you had to
gorgeous.
make a whole bunch of modifications on that.
I modified like a crazy person. Like I was an editor. Like I was testing the piece. So strikes against. I think I gave it 2 stars. If I even gave it 1 star. And I think that as a community, we need to be giving these kinds of opinions because people need to fix this stuff. This was a $7 pattern years ago because I started it and it took me a year and a half to do because I got so mad at it.
You put it away several times.
There was a couple reasons. A couple reasons wrapped up in an emotional thing that happened, and I couldn't separate the knitting from the emotional happenstance. Have you ever done that? Do you knit your emotions into things? And then you're just like, I can't even look at it. If I could burn it, I would, and I couldn't burn it.
No, because
you know what it was made out of. It was made out of, like, not Madeline Tosh, Malabrigo.
Malabrigo. Yeah, you can't burn
I'm not burning $170 worth of yarn.
No.
It's beautiful. He wears it every single day of work when it's cold outside. He wears it every day. He gets compliments on it. He loves it. Thank goodness, because I hated it. So the biggest gripe I had was you start bottom up and you make the blanket that is men's knitting up to the armpits, and then you separate rear and front, right? And then you make that little V-neck because it became a shawl collar in the end. Well, it was ribbed, like big ribs, with cables in the ribs, right? So you'd have a solid, like, stockinette, and then the next section would be a cable, and then a stockinette, right? Beautiful. Well, the cable that runs all the way up does not match where the cable is on the back. Really? All I'm doing is decreases and increases, and you could have made it so that the cable connected at the shoulder. So at the shoulder, you can see totally handmade. So I had to convince myself that I make handmade things. And how are people going to know that it's handmade unless it has these kind of flaws? So it's the only way I got past that. And I wasn't going to take 70 rows out on both sides to fix it.
Right.
Angry. And then the sleeves were a hot mess too. And then you had to seam the sleeve. So it's set-in sleeves. So are you getting any of this right?
So yeah, no, she's never knitting that pattern
never knit that again. Even though totally knit worthy, goes to a person who wears it all the time. He loves it. It's stretching, so I'm gonna have to. I made the whole sleeve from the bottom up. Do you know what that means? If it's too long, you have to cut into your knitting down here and take out the knitting that way, and then knit that stuff back. Yeah, I had to do that for both sleeves. I'm going to have to do it again because it turns out that superwash stretches over time. So I'm going to have to take out stuff.
Could you try maybe washing it in some warm water?
I might try to shrink it.
Yeah.
Or felt it the next time I put it in the wash.
No, not felt it, but maybe wash it in some warm water instead of cold.
It's really pretty. It took 5.5 skeins or 6 skeins, and I was alternating every other row throughout the entire thing. It was a labor of love. He's asked for another sweater.
Find something easier.
It's going to be something complete stockinette. I already know what it is. He gets to pick his yarn at the ZK. Okay, so that's what I don't want to knit again. I've probably put up a picture of it. And you're probably thinking, oh, that's beautiful. Don't do it. Unless you're okay with these modifications that I've started to get into. I've written them all out in my notes. So if you want a good laugh, go there. Best knit. What's the best knit you've done?
Best knit. I really like the Girl on Fire sock by Cookie Eye. I'm really enjoying that one. No need for modifications at all.
I'm telling you, Cookie Eye is a genius.
Yes.
She has stopped producing new stuff for the last 1.5 years or so. If
please
she came back, I really want her to come back.
Please come back and knit and design some more stuff.
I have a book of hers that I want to work through. I should do that. And I've done 7 or 8 of her patterns.
And then
0 flaws. She has great testers. She listens to feedback from the threads that she had for her knit-alongs. She's just amazing.
And most of the things I've done from Tin Can Knits, I would definitely knit again. Like the bounce blanket. Mm-hmm. I made my daughter minion number 1 Lush, which is a beautiful
it's
cardigan.
Lace against here.
Right. It's
that you knit this way.
You knit sideways. Yeah. And then pick up the stitches on the bottom.
So pretty.
And I mean, the other nice thing about Tin Can Knits is they have tutorials for everything. So for me, it was fun to discover them. Being, we've only been knitting for like 3 or 4 years. Mm-hmm. So with the tutorials, you feel like you can, you
can ask your questions.
You can ask your questions. You can tackle a project you normally wouldn't tackle.
And you know what? Their stuff doesn't look simple.
No, it doesn't look simple, even though it is. They're
it's simple to
simple.
knit. Yeah. They take the complication out of the patterning.
Yeah. So those have been my favorite patterns so far. I haven't knit that many projects, but right now those are probably the ones. I would happily knit them again.
They have a range of sizes.
Mm-hmm. That's the other reason I like Tin Can Knits. Yeah. Is if you like something, they've worked out the math for you already. So if you want to knit it and anything from baby, like 0 to 3 months, to a grown man, you can.
It's amazing. I commend them on their efforts and their publications and their books. Amazing.
So
I think we started with a tin can knit along.
I think we did start with a toucan.
Because we've been a group for a while now. Because I think I tried to start a podcast a couple years back, which totally failed. Didn't even get it on the air at all. So glad this one has worked out.
It wasn't with me.
It was not with Liz. Should have been with Liz from the start.
Yeah, Liz was a little non-committal.
For years
about the podcast thing.
And then this past year, we spent every week together. And we said, hey, we're getting together anyway.
Yeah.
Just turn on that silly recorder. See, my favorite pattern.
Well, you're wearing one. You said you were going to get.
Yes. I like it. So, what is this one called? Sugar maple. Let's see if I can get it in full screen. Like that, maybe. Oh, yes. There we go. Mm-hmm. So it's got this really cool seam down the front. It's got
asymmetrical, which I like.
It's asymmetrical. I made the torso longer because I'm quite tall, and I'm quite tall in the body and in the legs. I guess I'm just a tall person all around. So in order to make this work, so I could have just gone with the pattern and just kept going. Well, if you do that, then this is going to become a dress, right?
The A-line, yes.
So it's increasing this way. So I had to put in a good, this one, a good waist right here for me. Because I needed 3 more inches. Just in the waist.
So did you just knit this section longer and then start the increasing?
So they have you go decrease right into increase.
So so you decrease and then
I decrease for a while, and then to go straight with this, because you're still doing this on the bias, this thing, you have to do increases and decreases. So you have to increase and decrease here, even to go
straight. Yeah.
Straight. So I'm sure I put the notes in my notes. But yeah, I definitely did a straight section of at least 3 inches. Okay. Because I didn't want a dress. Don't know if you know me. I don't know if you've noticed thus far. I am not very good at being a girl. I don't like girly things. I refuse to wear feminine outfits. But this is so comfortable. The best part of it, there are no finishings.
What?
So you start up here, and it's a raglan.
The sleeves are
finished when you're done. You do a ribbing for like 3 or 4 rows before you drop the sleeve. You drop the sleeve by binding off the sleeve.
Nice.
And you just keep on going. So that brings up another clue as to why I did this particular shirt. So this shirt, if you look at it in Ravelry, is a gradient. So it starts with like a red and it goes down to a yellow. And what you're supposed to do is get 2 skeins of the gradient, hold them, you switch them every 2 rows, right? So it'll gradiate together. And then you still need a solid of the last color. So that was too much complication for me. It's like, I'm just going to make it solid. Everybody else, people have done stripes because she has another pattern that has some striping. And if you buy that pattern, I think you get money off of this pattern. Or you get both of them. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. The designer might not like me. I think it's Karina Spencer is the designer. So it was a gradient, and I decided, I collect purple because I love purple. And I was looking at my stash, and I was like, why? I'm going to say I can't buy purple because I have so much purple yarn, but I still want the purple yarn. So I need to start knitting through my stuff. So this was a stash down event for me last year. But it's a single ply. So what do you know about single plies?
They tend to felt.
They tend to pill.
Pill. That's the word I was looking for. Pill.
They pill a lot, especially knit on knit, right? So if I had sleeves, this part would be super pilly, and so would this part, right? This part. So knowing that dropping this sleeve off, right, and I'm done with it, I don't pick up any stitches, there is no knitting on knitting in this shirt.
Yay, so no pilling.
Yeah.
Or it minimizes the pilling. It still pills.
Yeah, it will pill.
Yeah.
In time. I've worn it a lot since I made it last year. Love it. But this is a good candidate for single ply. So if you guys have 2, I think it was 2 skeins that I used. I feel like it was 900 yards. So it was a very hefty fingering weight for me. I think it was 470 yards. And so I had just enough. I think I had 10 grams left over. So if you have single plies and you want to make a shirt out of it, and this is tonal, you can see if this was variegated, it would look lovely.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're looking for something to use that single ply and you wondered why you bought it, because what am I going to make out of single ply? A lacy shawl of some sort? Exactly. I don't make enough of those, so mine became a top. I love this pattern. Super simple. There are a lot of stitch markers, right? Because you'll have one to remember to do that, and then it's raglan, so there's one on either side of the sleeve, and this either side of the sleeve. So trust the pattern. Just count out the stitches and place that marker wherever she says to do it. Really easy to follow. Within a couple inches of starting, you're in the rhythm. Super comfy. The second thing, so the only thing, technically I knit it twice, but it had a slouchy version with an envelope finish, or it had a beanie version. So I made the slouchy version with the envelope finish of the lime hat by, it doesn't matter, I'll put it down there. The lime hat. The first one didn't fit. I made the large. Both my husband and I wear glasses, so we like to have a loose fitting hat. So it came in like extra small, medium, large, and the large said like 22 inches, and I was like, that's plenty for a hat, right? 22 inches circumference. So I cast it on, finished it, loved it, but it was too, it looked like a swim cap, a little extra because it had the envelope finish to it. My friend that just learned to knit fell in love with it, Lindsay. So I gave it to Lindsay, and she bought me the same skein and gave it to me, and I knit up my own hat. We love that hat. It's a lime hat. It looks like a linen stitch, but it isn't, because a linen stitch is super duper involved. And this is not an involved hat. There's slip stitches. It's good. Great. And it was the first hat I'd ever done with the folded brim. So since then, I use that stitch count on almost all the hats that might be DK or fingering weight.
Okay.
So technically, I've made that hat 4 times. 2 on pattern. And the pattern takes a while. It's a slow knit. But I made 2 Seahawk hats. One for my dad and one for my mom. And they were different print. One said Seahawks with a lot of exclamation points after it because it fit in the circumference. There's going to be a big gap between my Fair Isle pieces. And I wasn't going to float that long. So I added exclamation points after the word Seahawk. And then my dad's has the Seahawk emblem on the side. But I used the stitch count from the line. And I did the folded brim for those 2 hats. And this had the stitch count for the lime hat as well. Cool. So I really like that pattern.
Yeah.
Because I know it fits my head now. And so I use that.
Oh, it's nice when you figure out at least the stitch count. Because I know you've done that also. You've knit several Cookie A socks. Mm-hmm. And you use the stitch count from her on other socks because you know what works for you.
Yeah, and she explains why there's a certain stitch count. Like, if you're going to have something that's heavily twisted cabling pattern, you have to have more stitches than you would normally have because that shrinks your knitting.
It won't stretch. Yeah.
Right? So, and then if you have ribbing, you're going to have a different stitch count because it's going to be really stretchy now. So, I really enjoy people who give me the reason why we're doing the things. So that fish lips kiss heel.
It's perfect.
I read every single page in that pattern. And I felt more knowledgeable because of it.
It's one of the best dollars ever spent.
Exactly. And it's a great fitting heel.
It's a great fitting heel.
And it's super easy. It's like doing a toe.
Yeah.
It's good times. So, Annetta, I think we answered your question.
Yes.
Thank you so much for asking on our Ask Me Anything, the AMA, that you can find on our group and Ravelry. So our group there is Loop and About, and we would love to have you join in on knit-alongs. We finished a knit-along. We finished the Birthday Bash D-Stash
for May,
which I was the host, And so I've got the skein for the lucky winner. This is Bumble Birch. And Liz was saying that she has knit something out of this.
Yes, I knit a blanket, a baby blanket.
Of course.
A car blanket for my husband's cousin when she had her new baby, who's 2 months older than mine.
Nice.
So
it's super wash.
It was also a tin can knit.
Nice.
It was waffles.
It's super smushy.
It's super smushy. It makes So it made a really, really good baby blanket. So
this colorway,
very lucky person,
right?
Who wins this?
I'm now looking at the price. Whew, someone is winning. So spruce is the colorway, and it is 3-ply fingering weight, 100 grams, and you get 490 yards. So this is a nice put up. That you're probably not going to do socks out of this. Whoever wins this. So I made a list, and this is from Tolt.
Tolt Yarn and Wool here.
Our favorite store.
Yes.
Liz's. I would say that's your LYS.
I don't know. I'm like halfway between that and the Nifty Knitter, which is our other favorite store. So
she's lucky.
I am very lucky.
She's surrounded by her favorite stores.
Yes.
So I've made a list of the things. Annette, you got 2. Philippa gets 2, and Catherine has 2. So we had 7 participants. Wait, did you posted your sweater?
Yeah.
Should we?
No, I don't need to.
We don't need any more yarn.
I have enough yarn. I'm happy to let it go.
So the first person I draw, and the only person we're drawing, is going to get the yarn. The other 2 is going to get a pattern. So everybody's a winner because there's only 3 extra participants besides the 2 of us. Which I'm really pleased we have participated in all of them.
Yes.
We've made it so easy that even we could participate. Even our little Tortuga could participate.
Yes, me, Tortuga. So anyway, she made the list. I put them in a random number generator. Number 4.
So number 4 is Philippa with her solid sock. So she put in a striped sock that looked a lot like those Arnie and Carlos. It makes it look like a Fair Isle. And then she also had a solid sock that had a lacy pattern in it. So your second sock won you this one. So I'm sending more stuff in the mail to you. So see that soon. So you're going to get a striped.
I'll make sure she puts it in the mail one of these days, Philippa.
Maybe she'll just take it from my house. Mostly, I live in an area in which my closest post office.
Well, if you package up, just give me the
I have
address
it packaged
and stuff.
up.
I live.
She's sending it because I suck.
I live close to a post office.
She does.
Closer.
You would think we would have one.
So package it. Give me the box. I'll take it.
All right. So thank you for joining. Congratulations on the winners. All of you are winners. So just send me the pattern you want me to send. It can be any price. I don't care.
She'll want to
enable
you on Ravelry.
Yes, I will.
You on Ravelry, so don't worry about it.
I will let you know that you have a pattern coming.
Yes.
You just need to tell me what the pattern is.
Yes.
So Catherine and Annetta, you're getting a pattern.
And we don't have the stash one for June, but that's okay because everyone should probably be participating in Stash Dash.
Stash Dash is going on right now. Are you participating?
I plan to. This year they added a 1K, so I can actually...
You'll definitely get
I'll
it.
hit 1K. For the past 3 years, I've tried to hit the 3K, and
which used to be the lowest.
Which used to be the lowest, and I always fell short. But this year there's a 1K, which I should definitely make. I already counted.
Let's all shoot for 1K.
Yeah, let's all shoot for 1K.
And then if we do better, then it's happy.
I have 425 meters right now, so I'm almost halfway there to the 1K.
Yeah.
So while I'm still shooting for a 3K, I will probably just make the 1K. Just saying, it's for fun.
It's so for fun. So for fun, we're gonna go for 1K.
Yes, for fun, we're gonna go for it. So why don't we do that? Why don't we do a 1K like stash kind of thing for the group?
And let's just post the pictures. And
post the
yardage.
pictures, post the pictures, post your yardage. And we'll just do a Stash Dash participating thing, and between me and Alicia, we can come up with some prizes.
We could be millennials.
Yeah.
We could have trophies for thinking.
For participating. This is for June, it's a trophy for participating for Stash Dash. Even though Stash Dash goes all the way down through Labor Day, this will just be June, what you complete, put your Stash Dash yardage out. So this is just a little more incentive to get you started in Stash Dash towards that 1K or 3K.
And we can stash down a little bit more because we can put in more skeins for the prizes.
Let's do that.
Oh, you're on.
All right, sounds good.
That's for June. Meet us in the boards.
Yes.
Come on out. Say hi. give us a hard time, ask us some questions. It would be lovely to see you there.
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.